What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. Drink the coffee and make you feel better. Now, something I've always been telling you guys on YouTube, and something I always like to give to you guys is the real, right? I don't play sides. I just call it like it is. And I have to be honest, I don't like certain things now that Stephen A. Smith is saying when it pertains to this whole LeBron James thing. At first, Stephen A. Smith was backing it up, proving to you he was just talking about basketball with receipts. Now, we got receipts, but they ain't basketball related now. Now it's getting personal. And what I'm talking about is this.
You never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career. I brought up none of that. I didn't bring up the fact that even though when people had asked, you had alluded to what had happened tragically to your son, and thank God he's okay with his heart condition. I didn't bring up the fact that even though you couldn't go to the Hall of Fame induction of Dwayne Wade weeks earlier, you were out of the country on business. I didn't bring that up. That's your personal business.
So, my question to you, Stephen A. Smith, what does LeBron going to Kobe funeral or even going to D. Wade's Hall of Fame presentation have to do with basketball? I get it. You want to call out how much of a liar LeBron James is. We know LeBron James is a liar. We know LeBron James moves the goalposts, all right? But that doesn't change the fact that that day, Kobe's funeral was for Kobe. It doesn't matter if LeBron was there or not. It's irrelevant. And I know LeBron lied and said him and Kobe was real good friends, and then came on that interview from Pat McAfee and said we wasn't close until he retired. Fine. So we know LeBron James has been lying because we caught him with receipts. But that still don't change the fact that Stephen A. Smith, you're going into personal territory now, right? Let's keep it professional, right? Because when you go into personal things, now it starts to get messy. Now it starts to look petty on both ends, right? And LeBron James, he got LeBron James acting out of character that nobody else ever did. LeBron James has never went on an interview to talk about somebody that talked about him, make fun of Stephen A. Smith on Twitter and all these other places. Stephen A. Smith is in your head, LeBron James, plain and simple. And he got to you like no other reporter ever did. And my thing is, why you get an interview to Pat McAfee, whatever his name is? Nobody cares about that dude. Why won't you give Shannon Sharpe an interview? He got his own platform. And Shannon Sharpe has been representing for you for quite some time, LeBron James. Go and talk to Shannon Sharpe. Give Nick Wright an interview. Don't give Pat McAfee or an interview. Who cares? But I get it, because Stephen A. Smith had beef with that guy at one point, and it's apparent that those guys don't 100% see eye to eye. I get it. It's a tactic. You're trying to play chess by talking to the whatever. But that's a game that you're going to lose, LeBron, because you're in a territory that you're not familiar with. Stephen A. Smith is a media guy. You talking about him all day only gives him power. It gives him views as well, because it just gives him more ammo to talk about you. Your best bet is to keep your mouth shut and go and play basketball. Simple. Prove people wrong by winning on the basketball court. That's the best way you could do. And Stephen A. Smith will have no other choice but to bow down to you and say you're a winner if you win. So that's that. But back to Stephen A. Smith. Then he says this.
LeBron James, you that butthurt over the things that I'm saying, that you would post that video? When has LeBron James ever done something like that? But suddenly you're doing that as it pertains to me. This man is in his feelings. I wonder why. Could it be because I don't believe you're the GOAT? Because I'll never believe you're the GOAT? I mean, my God, I have done everything but put diapers and a bib on this brother.
Now, what you say may be true. LeBron likes to move the narrative. He likes people to cater to him, right? He's a big baby. But Stephen A. Smith, what I don't like about you, or what you did that I don't like, I'm gonna call it a buck. You said for years that you don't get personal. You just talk about basketball. You don't have no hatred for LeBron James. But didn't you do an interview and say, I hate his ass too. I hate LeBron James. So all it took for you to hate LeBron James was him going on an interview and making fun of you on Twitter. People who hate somebody, that's not enough. That had stemmed from probably some interactions from the past, right? So if that's the case, if you've been lying to us the whole time, it's going to discredit you a little bit, right? And I get it. You can't admit that you hate somebody or you don't like them because people are going to automatically say you're biased, right? So for credibility, you can't say that. But you just admitted it in an interview and said you hate the guy. That's bad journalism. Should have kept your mouth shut. So now that you say you hate the guy, people are going to use that ammo, especially his groupies. They're going to use that as ammo to say, oh, you can't take what he says serious anymore, right? Because there's a personal beef now, because that's where this beef has become. It went petty. And once something goes petty, you got to chalk it out the window. Now y'all have to end this feud. Y'all got to do something to end this feud. It doesn't have to be physical. You play a one-on-one game or something, or have a shit-talking contest. But this feud is not going to end unless y'all sit down and have a talk and compete at something, right? Other than that, everything else that comes out of LeBron's mouth is going to be bullshit. And every other thing that comes out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth is going to be bullshit now because it went personal. And now we can't even talk about sports anymore. So you just ruin that form of content. Sports out. Peace.